Yes, what can our viewers enjoy after the break?
Well, we have a full show of fun. Here's a nice segue from the United States Army Women's Museum to talking with a former United States Marine. Eric Rittmeyer is ready to talk through. Oh, he's got his hot dog. Right? See, he's Team Ketchup, too. I knew we would learn about some things. I don't know if this is making a great first impression for everyone. Maybe those people who don't like ketchup, Eric. But we'll talk about making a killer first impression. That's coming up in less than 3 minutes. Well, as the saying goes, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Today, one of our favorite guests is back, ready to discuss a couple of mental toughness tips on how to make a killer first impression. All right, we're going to keep this light, though. We'll chat with former United States Marine and mental toughness expert Eric Rittmeyer in about 15 minutes. But first, we're going to say hello. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, guys. I didn't know there was a day for junk food. I eat junk food every day. It's like my life. I didn't realize there's a holiday for it.
Every day's junk food day. All right, killer Eric. So I remember years ago when they first started, they came up with this concept of speed dating. And I thought, how ridiculous is that? But I also know that it's been proven that that first impression of whether it's a date or a coworker or whatever happens almost instantly. So it kind of makes sense, and that's where you're going with today?
Absolutely. You know what's funny about that, too, Bill? There used to be like this speed dating. Now we just have swipe right. That's all we got to do is we don't have to date anymore. Just swipe right. Yeah, so it's all about first impressions. We just need we need to learn some simple tips for how to make people feel good about themselves. We internally feel good about ourselves as well. Some really easy stuff anybody can do.
Yeah, and as things are so quick these days, that first impression seems to make a big impact now more than ever. So,
Eric, can you scooch up just a little bit so I can see what's on your T-shirt?
Hakuna Matata.
I was hoping you were going to say that, but I don't want to get FCC involved. See my boxer shorts. Let me go up just far enough. Hold it. Ready?
Oh, there we go.
It means no worries. This is Hakuna Matata. We all got to live by Hakuna Matata. Please, Lion King.
I'm not coming from a Marine. I don't know. I
just love these.
You know what, also, too? For the record here, when it comes to hot dogs, I like hot dogs too. But why do they sell hot dogs 8 to a pack, but 10 buns in a pack? What's up with that? There's like a drama here.
It's a scam.
It's a scam.
It is.
I don't know. They're trying to get me to eat more. It's all I need is junk food and hot dogs.
Oh, it reminds me of a line in the father of the...
All right. We can't talk to him the whole show.
It was fun.
It was fun.
I like talking with Eric. We'll talk with you later then, buddy. We're having a lot of fun here on this Wednesday already. Thank you so much for watching Virginia this morning on CBS 6. We always have a lot of fun when our next guest joins us.
All right, today he's going to share his insights on how to make a killer first impression. We welcome former United States Marine and mental toughness expert Eric Rittmeyer back to our live show. Mental toughness because he lives in a house full of women. I'll tell you that right now. And your life is run by the women in your house, isn't it? Admit it.
No, I'll keep this simple for your viewers. Yes, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It's all covered. I'm good to go.
You're done.
That's a great first impression. I love that. Oh, wait, no, we've got more to dive into. That's so funny, Eric, and you really do. You handle so many challenging situations with such finesse. We have so much to learn from you. You know, I haven't thought about the whole first impression thing in quite some time. I want to say, like, it's almost an afterthought or a little rusty because we haven't been out there in the world meeting people for the last year and a half. So you've got some tips to share.
And the first one has to do with gossip. What is it? What you do?
I heard Eric knows a thing or two.
Yeah.
I can tell you something about hot dogs, Jess. I know ketchup is better than mustard. I got you. So you hear master the art of gossip, right? And this always catches everybody because gossip is normally not a good thing. And here's the thing about gossip. When we talk about somebody, the person listening to us unconsciously characterized, we take those characteristics and they associate them with us. So if I'm saying bad things to you about somebody else, you associate me with negative feelings. Well, the opposite side of the coin is if I can talk positively about people, gossip to them positively, I'm able to now say nice things about people behind their back. You view me in a more positive light.
First of all, positive gossip.
That's what was my question. Positive and gossip don't seem to go together, Eric, but nice phrasing there.
I got to play on words, right?
He tries to put a positive spin on everything.
Even the gossip. We've got the gossip. It makes sense, okay, because this is That hot dog's coming back to haunt me. This is something that, you know, we end up oftentimes engaging with other people. So if you can flip that script and make it positive. There's tip number 2 is develop your affective presence. What is this?
Effective presence, I refer to this as our emotional signature. It's the way we make people feel. So there can be both positive and negative affective presence. Positive affective presence is when we meet somebody, if we're high in this, we're able to make that person feel good about themselves. So we've all met these people. You go out somewhere, you're at a restaurant, you're working with somebody, you get done talking with them, and you're like, you know what? I feel good about myself. Something feels good. It's like that it factor. But there's also negative affective presence, which is when you leave the person and you're like, I hope I never see him again, right? So it's good and bad there.
I spent a minute with them, and I knew
That
them
was good.
instantly, and that's enough.
Yeah.
All right, so connections, not impressions. And I think I've told you this before. I had a friend that said, always ask the person that you meet about themselves. And they'll talk about themselves, and you'll learn something. Is that what you're talking about?
It is. And this is kind of sprint versus marathon, Bill. And I use an acronym here. I use FROM. It's family, recreation, occupation, motivation. When you're talking with somebody, try to find commonalities amongst one of those things. Ask more questions, be a better listener. The impression's important, but we want to look at long-term, which is forming that deep connection, which is normally done from an emotional standpoint.
Eric, one thing over the last year that I think has shifted quite a bit, removing the walls is one of the points that you have to explore. And we've all been, you know, we've been working from home, we've been Zooming from home, we've been sharing what was our personal space with people, and you have a different perspective. We've kind of maybe gotten used to removing the walls a little bit.
Well, here's the thing, Jess. A lot of times when we meet somebody, both people are kind of at this point where they're like, you know, I'm afraid to really be who I truly am, right? They might not like me. They might think something bad, whatever. Removing the walls requires us to be a little bit vulnerable. And I'm not talking about meeting somebody for the first time being like, my feet really stink. I'm not talking about that, okay? What I'm talking about is just being vulnerable with people. Remove the wall. Be authentic, be real, be who you are. Ultimately, both parties go into this thing trying to hide a little bit normally. Just be real, just be goofy, be silly. Everybody likes that.
We've always, you know, I run into this all the time. People meet me on the street and say, what's Jessica really like?
Her
And I
feet
go,
stink.
that's it.
Her feet
stink, but... Anyway, I say, what you see is what everybody gets. It's just, she is, that's her. That's her. And so it's like if you can present that without, you know, contorting yourself, then you're way ahead of the game.
Removing
It's being
walls.
real, but when it comes to ketchup on hot dogs, that's a different story, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later.
Don't fake it, just pretend, you know, don't pretend. All right, the last one, and Bill, you just sort of nudged us into this area. I thank you for that lovely compliment of being genuine. This is about learning to give and receive compliments. And you know, Bill, super talented and wonderful at the art of conversation.
Yeah.
I concur. Here's the thing about compliments, right? We have a very...
I have a problem with compliments. I really do. I've got
It's like it came and it went boom, it just bounced off. I don't know what happened there.
I have a problem with that.
This show is going off the rails. So the giving and receiving compliments, when we give compliments, a lot of times we have a hard time doing it. We're afraid how people are going to receive them. They might look at us like, well, that's weird. Why'd you just tell me I have nice eyes, right? But the receiving compliments, we have to get better at that too. Here's the problem with receiving compliments. A lot of times when somebody says something about us, a compliment, something nice, we might not see ourselves that way internally. So it creates this type of cognitive dissonance where what you're saying to me, I don't truly see. It creates this uncomfortable situation. I don't know how to reply to you because I don't see myself in that light.
All right. I like you, Eric, even though you put ketchup on hot dogs. Where's that ketchup bottle you have?
That ketchup's about a year old, Bill. I pulled it out. I was running over to the fridge in between blocks. I'm putting hot dogs like a year old. I'm like...
Eric, thank you so much for talking with us. I hope you'll stick around. We might catch up with you before at the end of the show. Always fun getting his ideas and perspectives on things. For more information, we'll have a link on our show website by later this afternoon, WTVR.com/VTM.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
And you're all going to smile with it. But
speaking of true,
keep
real,
it
and
up.
tough, here's Eric.
Former United States Marine Eric Rittmeyer joined us earlier.
So we talked about first impressions. I mentioned that your house is run. Do you have daughters or one daughter, or how many ladies are in your house?
I have 2 daughters, Bill, and I got to tell you, I can relate to that picture with Lindsay, but that's normally what it looks like when I go on a date. I take a picture like that, and people are screaming. So I can relate to that. So I have 2 daughters.
He's got his
two
arm
daughters in-
around someone. They're just, yeah.
I'll put a filter on it. I swear I'll put a filter on it, right? So bad. Yeah, I have 2 daughters in my house, Bill. So it's just that we have an amazing, incredible relationship, but it's I have a lot of fun around here. I follow a lot of orders, put it that way.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely,
Wow.
Definitely. So when we were talking about first impressions, and you covered some grounds that you said gossip, and we all know that the office gossip, and nobody likes the office gossip. I mean, you might want to get some dirt every once in a while.
Yeah.
But and you kind of drew that line and said, okay, if that's your image, then you're the negative person who's always telling negative things.
It's funny, I have this conversation with my kids, Bill, and I say, look, if you're talking with your friends and they're saying bad things about other people, there's a
you're saying it about me.
99.9% chance they're saying bad things to you, right?
Yeah, when I walk away,
It's the
they're
same
going,
thing.
oh gosh, what's she going to say about me? Oh man.
What goes around comes around. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But hey, as we make our way back in, that's one of those things. The office gossip, if I could spit it out, is one of those things that's part of the fabric of the office space. So this is definitely something to keep top of mind.
Positive gossip, if that's even a thing.
Well,
And
Eric
here's the
says
thing
it
with this,
is.
guys. We got to get that and summarize all this right. I love coming on your show. You guys are awesome. I have a goofy time. I'm silly, whatever. I want to be serious for a minute, okay? We all just have to get better at being kind with each other. Peel everything back. We just have to start assuming the best intentions in people. Just because we have conflicting points of view doesn't mean we have to be upset with people. And just get back to the core that we're all loving, kind people. We all innately want to like each other. Let's just be cool with everybody, right? Just be nice and kind. It's so
Eric,
easy to
we
do.
have a lady in Richmond who's made a bunch of signs. You see them everywhere. They just say 2 words:
Be kind.
That's
Great advice.
Speaking of kind, thank you all for watching Virginia This Morning. We really appreciate it.
We sure do. Eric, thank you so much for being with us this morning and staying with us till the end of the morning tomorrow. Leopard Print Thursday. Eric, go check the closet. We'll look forward to seeing everyone right back here tomorrow morning at 9. Have a terrific...
Eric's girls are going to get it.
I bet you he's got jokes.
He's shaking his head.